All right, it is summer, it is hot, and we've hardly been able to run the freeze dryer just because the temperatures in the garage are so hot. We've had fans going in here as we speak. My husband's installing a window AC unit, and that should help a lot. So luckily we've had some rain. It's cooling things off, so we're gonna hurry and run a load while we can before it gets too hot again. So I've got, it just barely popped up the high room temperature warning, but he'll have the AC going here pretty soon, so I'm not too worried about it. So it should cool off. We got the garage door open. It's raining. Yay, it'll cool things off. So let me show you what we got in here. This top tray, it's very full. This is applesauce. Just applesauce, nothing special. I filled it pretty full. And this next tray, these are about half of chopped peaches, and the other half is fruit cocktail. Then we have chopped and sliced pears. And these bottom two, this is from a ham that I made. Whenever I make a ham, I turn it into soup. So this was ham and pea soup with some noodles in it. It's really, really good soup. And I did have some diced potatoes in there as well. So those two trays are that. So we're gonna go ahead. We've got it all, everything is pre-frozen, so that pre-freezing it cuts down on the processing time, especially in the heat right now. So we're gonna go pre-frozen. We've closed our valve, and there we go. I had it pre-cooled, so it's at 15 degrees right now. Remember, when you're putting frozen stuff in, you wanna cool the freeze dryer first before you put stuff in, so it doesn't start to melt as it's getting to temperature. And we'll let it do its thing and see how we do. All right, here we are 2 days later. So funny story, I ended up going out of town and the freeze dryer wasn't done by the time I had to leave. And of course my husband's used to me doing everything, so rather than having to talk him through all the steps, I just had him add enough extra dry time because it finished about halfway while I was gone. And so he added a bunch more dry time so it finished this morning when I was back. So 71 hours total for this batch. Totally, I think it was done probably around 55 hours. So yeah, it definitely didn't normally need this long, but you can't over dry it. It's not gonna hurt anything. It'll just make sure it's extra dry. This, we had a lot of sauces with the applesauce and things like that, so I expected it to be a little longer than normal, but I was kind of surprised. We have air conditioning in here now, so it's at a safe, comfortable temperature even to be in here. So I think it just longer because it was so wet, the sauces. So it's okay. I would, especially because they're sauces and they're dense, that gives that much extra time for them to really get dried. So we're gonna open it up and let's see how we got. All right, we got our vent going. Now I hit warm trays a couple minutes ago, so that brought up to 108. It was at like -5. So the trays might be cool, but oh no, they're not. They're pretty warm. All right, so here's our applesauce. Look at that. We got all the sugar bubbles. They're just flaky. And yeah, I mean, it's slightly, maybe slightly tacky to the touch, but not bad. I mean, you know, they're 71 hours, almost 72 hours. I'm pretty confident this is fully dry. We'll break it up and see. Actually, it's kind of pulled apart. Oh, I'll have to get a spatula or something to pull it apart to see. This one, our peaches, nice and dry. And they were in like the sauce, so we do have the sauce kind of frozen up there, or the peach juice frozen in there with them. Here's our pears. They didn't have quite as much juice to them, but yep, nice and dry pears. It is kind of funny that you can tell the sugar content by the way you get these little bubbles and stuff. That's the sugar. So it is kind of interesting, the sugar content. Here is our ham and pea soup. Yeah, nice and dry. Look at that. That's perfect. And then this tray is the same thing, ham and pea soup. Awesome. I'm gonna go ahead and pull everything out, bag it up. So we're gonna try out these samples of what I freeze dried. I'm going to put the water in them one at a time to give them a couple of minutes. So I'm gonna start, this is the ham and pea soup. So I'm gonna start with that one because I think that I should have used warm water too, as I'm just thinking about this. Okay. I'm just eyeballing it because you know what? And it's soup, so it's not like, if you add too much water, it's just gonna be runny. That's kind of my theory with a lot of freeze-dried stuff is you eyeball it. And this is the, so this is the applesauce. And let's, again, it's, if you add too much water, it's just gonna be runny. If you don't add enough, you can always add more, I guess. Wow, that reconstituted fast. Look at that. Okay, and I definitely added, well, maybe I didn't add too much. Wow, that one was really fast. I don't know if you can see it. That's already applesauce. That's awesome. That one was really fast. Okay, so then let's do the peaches. We'll give them all a minute or so to reconstitute. So there's the peaches before. I think I'm adding a little too much water, but we'll see. Whoops. And I like the seal today. Oh, I still didn't seal it. The little zipper. Okay, come on, zippy. Well, this one just doesn't want to zip. So we'll just set it up right. This is the fruit cocktail. So here's the thing. Normally I wouldn't freeze dry like canned stuff, or I don't know, frozen would be a little bit better than canned, I think, but as far as nutritional value goes, normally I would not freeze dry canned stuff. There, okay, that one's sealed. But in saying that, we happen to have a ton of we had like they were leftovers, and so we had a ton, and I knew like the peach or the pears, applesauce, and the fruit cocktail, they're just from a can, they're cheap, they're nothing special, but we had a ton of leftovers. So I was like, you know what, rather than throwing them away, we may as well freeze dry them, because if nothing else, you know, it's better than nothing, basically. At the end of the day, if you're starving, you'll eat what you got, right? So normally these are not the type of things I would normally freeze dry. I would either, as far as fruits and vegetables go, I would either buy them from Thrive Life because they get the best quality direct from farmers. They're ripened on the vine, all that. Or if I knew, like, if I was able to order them from a local farmer. So like the peaches we just recently got, they were locally grown, fresh picked, then I would do that myself. So as far as freeze drying fruits and vegetables, that's kind of my theory. So I'm going to, oh, and I have a spork. Oh, spork. So I'm going to try the applesauce first. Do you want to come try the applesauce? You can come be my taste tester. All right, Addie's going to be my taste tester. She just woke up. She's got bedhead a little this morning, but she's still so cute. Okay, so this is the applesauce. I'll let you dish it up. She loves applesauce normally, huh? What do you think? Does it taste like normal applesauce?
A little bit, yeah.
A little bit? Does it need, it smells like normal applesauce. Does it need anything, or?
I don't know.
You know, just tastes like normal applesauce? Yeah. Let's see, do you want to try the pears? These are pears. These one, maybe if you get a little one, that big one might need a little bit longer to reconstitute. Yeah, see if those, is it crunchy? Oh, so it still needs a little bit more time. Yeah. All right. this one, we'll let this, oh, this one definitely needs more time. This is the ham and pea soup. You want to try the fruit cocktail? I love that my kids are good helpers. Look at them. All right. Pull out whatever fruit you want out of that. What's your favorite part? The peach? Is this
crunchy?
It's still crunchy, so it just still needs to, it needs to sit for a few more minutes. That applesauce was way fast though, huh? The peach is still a little crunchy.
Yeah.
Yeah, it just needs to reconstitute. It needs a few more minutes, it sounds like. So this, I think this one definitely, do you want to try a little bit of this? This is that ham soup that we made. This isn't the best first thing in the morning, huh?
I'll just take
There's a noodle, yeah. See, that noodle looks like it might be stiff. Is it crunchy? Yeah. Yeah, this one needs a few more minutes. But how's it taste?
good.
Tastes good? Just like fresh made?
Mm-hmm.
Good. Okay. Any other input you want to tell people?
Well,
What's your favorite?
my favorite's probably these two, the applesauce
And the soup?
and the soup. Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, you can open it up. So those were her favorites. The ham and pea soup and the applesauce.
And I didn't think that was too bad. I think this was my least favorite.
The fruit cocktail. Was it the flavor, or do you think, or was it because it was crunchy?
I think it was because of the flavor.
Yeah. And that's kind of, I'm not a big fan of fruit cocktail either, because you get so many mixed flavors in the sauce and they kind of absorb each other's flavors. So there you have it. Thank you. Thank you. So there's our review on how they turned out.